What's going on, guys? Great Shock here. Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to be restoring these white cement floors from 2016, and as you can see, they are cooked. But without further ado, let's get straight into the video. After taking the laces out, the mesh on the sock liners are completely stained and the laces need to be thrown out. First up, I will be inserting shoe trees to help reshape the toe box and then give the shoes a nice light cleaning. I used Rejuvenator's brass brush to clean the soles, as it does a very good job at cutting through dirt. In order to remove the deep stains from the mesh, I saturated the stains in laundry detergent. Then I put them to wash on a cold cycle in Rejuvenator's laundry bags. After the shoes are dried, you can see a huge difference. All those previous stains came out. In order to minimize the creases, I used an iron and a wet shirt. To prepare the shoes for repaint, I used acetone to remove the factory finish. Because the tabs have dirt infused in them, I have to use acetone to clean it off. Unfortunately, I lost some speckles in the process, but that's okay. We can always respeckle those areas later on. In order to repaint the mesh, it's recommended to use an adhesion promoter, but all I did really was paint the white on and apply 2 coats of finisher. You need to use a lot of coats to avoid blotchiness. In order to fix the scuffs, I painted the white on normally, applied some matte finisher, and sanded it down until it appeared as smooth as possible. I repeated the application and sanding a couple times until I got the results I was looking for. Removing the paint was pretty simple. All I did was apply Dad's Easy Spray, waited around 20 seconds, and then gently scratched it off with a Scotch pad. I used acetone to clean off any remaining residue. Next up, I taped up the bottoms and am applying thin white coats of paint and using a heat gun to speed up the process. Whenever you do repaints, I recommend letting the base coat sit for a few hours before you tape up again. You can also paint over the seal to help prevent any leaks. Color matching this shoe was pretty tough, but my ratio was 7 drops of white, 1 drop of white cement, 2 drops of shadow gray, 2 drops of cream, and half a drop of dark green. You can play around with these ratios, but I always recommend putting the darker colors last to avoid ruining your mixture. Apply thin coats and remember the paint will end up drying slightly darker. Now, I taped up the shoes, and in order to respeckle the tabs and midsoles, I used a toothbrush dipped in black paint and my finger to flick it on. I recommend practicing first so that way you don't splatter too much paint on. You can also use a toothpick to recreate any larger specks as needed. In order to remove the paint that leaked onto the air bubbles, I used an X-Acto knife and tire shine. To restore the rubber, I applied Salon Care 40, covered the areas in saran wrap, and placed them in my indoor setup for an hour. An important step that some may overlook is not repoking the thread holes. This step is crucial as it helps the shoes look more professional. The front ended up looking really smooth and a lot better than before. Considering where we came from, this is a pretty good endpoint. The final steps are to polish the shoe using tire shine on the uppers and baby oil on the panels, and then we can finally lace them up. There you have it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, take care.